Dr. Nicole Sue, and my fiance.
Jez Watts. My son is a dunce. My daughter's a grub. Both of their favourites are to get head rubs.
Oh, they do like head rubs.
They love it.
Yeah. And the great thing with head rubs that I'm thinking of, just because I saw this patient again recently, we hand raised a couple of like wild baby rabbits. Mm-hmm. And when I first brought them home, it was like, oh yeah, like these guys never get tame. And I saw one back the other week, and this is like the tamest wild rabbit I've ever seen. Anyone he meets, he's like, hello, can I have a head rub?
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Well, we train this rabbit to think that humans provide head rubs and are not a threat.
Oh, that's pretty nice. But today's topic is, I think, a source of frustration for a lot of pet owners when dealing with vets. And is
that they keep bringing animals home?
No.
No? Okay.
Pet owners.
Oh, I see. Oh no, we've become yeah. Sorry. What is the frustration?
Why we need to see it to diagnose it. We can't diagnose from a photo or from your description of it.
Yeah, I think everyone gets mad. I think people assume you guys want the consultation fee.
Yeah.
When actually you would love to deal with people way less.
Oh my god, absolutely.
Like that's the last thing you want is them to bring. If the animal came in their own car.
Oh,
that would be great.
Oh my god,
you would like, yes, bring in the
animal.
animal.
I would work like 7 days a week at the clinic.
Yeah, absolutely. If little bunnies drove in tiny little cars and they checked in and were waiting in the waiting room in the chairs, all this would be great.
Yeah.
If all the furniture was bunny scaled. That would be perfect.
We would have the opposite of a vet shortage.
But in general, I think even though vets are generally quite nice to their clients, there's
a reason why we became vets, and it's not, and it's because we don't like people.
Yes, dealing with the human is the worst part of the experience for everyone.
Oh my god! Like, I'm sorry, my clients are listening. Like, a lot of you guys, I do love you guys, but we are just not.
She does genuinely love.
Yeah, I come home and I don't shut up about some of them. But we are just we came out.
But that's not why you got into vet.
Yeah, we came out as not people. We came out as animal.
You're animal people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just a constant thing that's difficult for us to deal with. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we need to see your pet to diagnose it. We need to put our hands on it. We need to actually do a physical exam. And a lot of times after a physical exam, we're going, all right, we've narrowed it down to 3 possibilities. Mm-hmm. So we're not always going to be, all right, I've looked at him. It is definitely this. Mm-hmm. So what you see at home when your dog is vomiting, when you're, or when your pet has like an eye problem, he's squinting or something like that. These can have multiple causes. So it's really, really uncommon to have a symptom that is what we call pathognomonic, or it means that this symptom only happens with this particular disease.
Oh, right.
Super uncommon.
So general, it's a combination of symptoms that narrow down the problem.
No, absolutely.
Right?
So for example, let's say if your blood sugar is high, a lot of us go, oh, that's diabetes. Mm-hmm. But with a high blood sugar, it could be actually a lot of different things. So it could be another endocrine disorder. It could be, types of cancers and stuff like that. So it's something where we can say yes, it is maybe diabetes, but there's a lot of other options that we need to rule out first before we can go, all right, it's diabetes.
And that's why the animal's got to come in. So you can
absolutely.
Tests.
We need to do the test. We need to actually look at the animal. So for example, one thing that a lot of people like to send in photos for, because I guess it's easy to photograph, is an eye that's protruding.
Oh, is that really common?
Yeah, pretty common, I guess. It's the one I thought of. And so let's say, my pet's eye isn't doing well. The eye looks like it's bigger than the other eye.
Right.
What is it? And you're like, it could be so many things. So it could be trauma. So maybe he fell and hit his head and something's happened. It's caused a bleed behind the eye that's pushing it out of the socket.
Right.
It could be in rabbits, actually in dogs and cats as well, dental disease.
They could have seen an animal of the opposite gender that's really attractive and they
gone,
go, awooga!
Possibly, yes.
Right?
Is
that also one?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Could be dental disease.
Yep.
So it could be an abscess that's formed at a tooth root that's impinging on the eye.
What causes the animal to float in the air and follow its nose along?
Demonic possession.
Okay. It's a breast-baked apple pie, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, go on.
That's for Ella. Sure.
Sorry, I'm just trying to cartoon stuff. Yeah, I apologize. Get back into the actual information.
It could be something like myositis, which is an autoimmune issue that affects muscles. It could be another retrobulbar lesion. So a retrobulbar behind the eye lesion, abnormal thing. It could be a tumor. It could be glaucoma.
Yeah. So there's all this.
Well. There's so many things, and with each of these things, it's its own little diagnostic pathway to try and figure out which one it is.
Right.
So you can't just be like, we can go, yep, eye's coming out, come in. And that's kind of as far as we can tell you.
So, like, do you feel like it's quite often that owners will call up and, like, they specifically don't want to bring the animal in?
Yeah, they go, just tell me what it is so I can get something from the pharmacy.
Right. And is that, I guess you don't know for sure what the rationale behind that is, but do you feel like that's mainly they just want to avoid the consultation fee?
It might be the consultation
it's also just
or
the time and effort?
the time effort bringing the animal in, or they'll go, the last time he did this, it was this, so I think it's this.
Right.
And we're just going, well, maybe, sure, but I am not going to say it's this because it may not be.
Yeah, sure. And then it's like
that's inaccurate.
If the condition gets untreated,
untreated, absolutely. So,
for
example, high blood sugar can't be like, oh, yep, it's diabetes, off you go. What if it isn't?
Yeah.
Because if you give something insulin and it doesn't have diabetes, it's going to seizure and die.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's say if you go get eye drops from the pharmacy for something that is cancer, or that is glaucoma.
Right, yeah.
Like, that's delaying proper care and treatment. So that's why we go, look, we can't tell you, not because we're going, we're going to pressure this person to come in.
Right.
It's because we actually can't tell you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Like, we can say we are worried about X, Y, and Z.
Too much guesswork.
But, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not going to say, hey, it's cancer, just to scare you to come in.
I don't think it's how you should deliver that news. Like, that tone of voice, to me, feels like... Listen, I know you're in vet care and not human medicine, but you can't be like, sick, it's cancer, woohoo! Like, that's not appropriate.
You're right, that's not appropriate.
Yeah, see, I'm helping.
Yeah, you're helping.
Yeah.
But that is why we can't diagnose stuff over photos, because you look at a photo and you go, or sometimes one is like, I don't even know what part of the animal this photo is in, it's just too zoomed in. You go, all right, well, it could be this, and this. And in order for me to tell you which one of this it is, you got to come in.
Yeah.
And that's it. And they go, tell me what it is. I'm like, I can't. It is literally impossible for me to say it is this without you coming in and us doing that stuff. Yep. Sorry, guys, but that's how the world works.
Either you got to come in or you got to build tiny cars that your animals can drive, and I don't know how you get them a license.
That's a good question. And also, disabled animals, like, how's Ella going to drive a car with 3 legs? We don't want to be exclusionary for animals with disabilities.
All right. Here's my pitch.
What?
We need a new rideshare app, but it's specifically...
Oh, yes!
It specifically will employ you and people like you who want to hang out with animals, and you become exclusively animal chauffeurs.
Yes.
Yeah, and instead of the person who's calling the car paying the fee, you pay them to go hang out with their animals all day.
The Tiny Vet Podcast is brought to you by Upilio. Sources for our topics can be found at upilio.io. Outro music by Matt Charleston.